Hello, this is H.C. Bailey. I just wanted to update you guys on what I've been doing and what my plans are for my next project. Ideally, I would like my next big project to be Bravely Second End Layer on the Nintendo 3DS. I've waited way too long to get around to that one, so I think it's time. Unfortunately, I don't have that one ready yet because, well, I wanted to play Bravely Default first to refresh my memory of the plot and all that. And from playing it again, I also had a lot of ideas for improvements in my strategies. And since I don't have the next project ready yet, I was thinking of making some bonus episodes to Bravely Default until then. I mean, I'm not going to redo the entire LP. No way. The game's way too long for that. But I was thinking of primarily looking at the boss fights up through Gigas Lich in Chapter 4, because I have a lot of optimizations up to that point in the game. And after that, well, I already have my long-term setup ready to go, so there's not really much to change there. Of course, I wouldn't go through the plot, the exploration, the random battles. No, not any of that content. Just mostly the boss fights where I've made the most improvements. I may look at some other things, but for the most part, it would just be the boss fights. And it would also give me some practice recording on my new 2DS again, since I haven't done that in quite a while. And I also thought about looking into Final Fantasy XV Comrades, but I encountered a problem. For some reason, I can't type in a name for the avatar. I don't know why. I tried launching the game without a controller plugged in, or someone suggested launching the game with Steam's big picture overlay, to no avail. If you know of a solution to this, let me know. However, even so, from what little I played and watched from some videos, it doesn't seem to be that extraordinary. It seems like Chapter 3 without the plot. And I don't know, maybe it could grow on me. I haven't seen enough of it to really know what it's like that much. But I mean, I was just thinking that if I'm going to do it at all, I'd probably rather do it sooner rather than later, before I forget everything about the main game by then. Another idea I had was the pixel version of Final Fantasy IV. Not so much because it's familiar to me or that it's relatively new. However, I had already been thinking about an LP of a 2D version of the game because a couple years ago, I stumbled upon the precise AI scripts of the enemies in the game, and it's quite a bit different than most Final Fantasy games. Like, usually, enemies will operate like on a fixed AI script, or they'll have various random odds of using which abilities or whatever. Enemies essentially, well, in Final Fantasy IV, it's completely different, though. Enemies essentially have a ton of if-then-else statements of various conditions, such as if you attack them with a particular element, they might counterattack with this attack. Or if they're confused, you might send them into pissy boss mode with instant death over and over and over again. Things like that. It certainly changes up my strategies, knowing precisely how the enemies work, but having already done multiple LPs of other 2D versions, I could see that being too repetitive, and maybe I'd just be better off with putting as much time into Bravely Second as soon as possible. So let me know what you think about any of this, or if you have an idea of a way to fix the problem I'm having in Comrades. And thanks for your support on Patreon. This is H.C. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day.